I have been getting a lot of questions from people online asking what exactly I mean when I say Luciferian Imperium. First things first, we have to understand the definition of the word Imperium. Imperium is defined as 1. Supreme power or absolute dominion. 2. The right to command or to employ the force of the state. Control. By being defined as the right to command or employ the force of the state implies that full military, civil, and judicial matters are under the full power of the emperor or dictator in control of the imperium in question. I will start by explaining what I am not going for by using the epithet Luciferian Imperium, Imperium 75, or Imperium Luciferi. To be crystal clear, I am not advocating that we go out and seek to control others the way a dictator would, nor am I calling for violence or neo-fascism, at least not in the contemporary externalized form. I am not even using this term to describe the majority of Luciferian practitioners. The majority of self-proclaimed Luciferians are nothing more than title-hungry children with nothing better to do than follow the trends and partake in all of the activities of the livestock. Other people are not of our concern. At least they shouldn't be. Especially when you're taking on a path that demands absolute focus, absolute willpower, absolute determination. This is about the individual and grasping a massive amount of personal power, not imposing dominion over others. I want to take a second to explain exactly why I do not advocate imposing your force on others unless it's completely necessary. The world ended decades, if not centuries ago, in a slow downward slope, destined for entropy to consume order on a larger and harsher scale over an extended period of time. There is no hope for mankind. There is no hope for changing people. The world will not change. There will be no mass awakening where humanity suddenly sees the error of their ways. We are doomed. Attempting to change the world is nothing but what time wasted that could have been spent on attaining that unparalleled goal of personal apotheosis. Focus on the self, for that's the only thing that truly matters within the scope of this path. In essence, what I'm really pushing for is a relentless and strong internalized form of Imperium. Imagine that your body, spirit, and mind has taken on the role of supreme empire. How will you govern your citizenry, your military, and your cabinet? Your conscious waking days are filled with seemingly mundane, blank tasks. But what you may not understand is that no matter how bland and mundane and pointless these things in what I term the gray existence to be, the fact is that the true will, higher daemon, or what Crowley termed as the holy guardian angel, permeates everything within the individual. I believe the will to be a manifestation of the higher self. So in my eyes, it shines through on an unconscious level in every waking moment of your existence. This includes the mundane executions of going about the everyday motions of an office worker, a student, a day laborer, a teacher, assuming that it is in fact the will that drives our consciousness. I view the will to be as the absolute ruler of the Imperium. We will call the will the infernal emperor for our purposes. This will most likely serve as a completely subconscious autocracy within your great empire, especially if you have not learned how to cultivate your higher daemon yet. The conscious mundane mind is what I will refer to as the infernal senate. Just as the emperor in Rome would use the senate as a vehicle into which to dictate his authority through, our will makes use of our conscious minds as a conduit to exercise divine supremacy over everything we partake in. However, we can learn to tap into our higher daemon, or true will, through the strengthening of our conscious actions daily thoughts. That is the aim within the conscious cultivation of the true will, to allow our Senate to converse with the Emperor in order to make changes within our empire. The Emperor is the one who bestows the black flame on those who have been deemed worthy of the gift of infernal dominion over themselves and their empire. Prove to the infernal Emperor that you are worthy of that gift, and make that spark into a great roaring blaze of glory. Concerning your military forces and what they symbolize. The military role within the scope of your individual and personal imperium is to defend against anything which threatens to disrupt your empire, at whatever cost necessary. A simple way of examining the military forces and what they symbolize is as follows. The senior centurion, or primus pilus, the first file or spear. We can look at this as the strengths already inherent within the self, as the strengths that there is already a pre-existing link to the infernal emperor, or true will. These senior centurion have the power to command blooming strengths within your military as infernal legions, or regular troops. By using this description, we can see that the strength that we use every day are the sharpest tools in our arsenal, and have the capacity to breed new strengths out of what may very well be mediocre qualities, before any real metamorphosis takes place. It takes a disciplined and strong commander to rally troops into anything of any real significance. Use your impeccably strong points to train your weaker points that have potential. If the weak points do not have potential to become strengths, view them as enemies and intruders. Annihilate them with no mercy. Legions, or regular troops, remember, these are the blooming strengths that you are developing into main strengths. How does one consciously and pragmatically achieve transmutation of qualities, especially qualities that the Empire has become accustomed to over the decades of living within the gray existence? What is the foundational point for any successful path or military institution? The answer at its very root is discipline. Nothing would ever get done if discipline in some form on some level was not exercised consciously and daily. Something as small as making your bed every morning, brushing your teeth, or combing your hair takes some form of willpower, and thus the discipline to exercise it. I would even go as far as to say that dragging your body out of bed in the morning, or simply going to work, holds some form of discipline within it. Ritualized actions, no matter how mundane they seem, hold at the root discipline. The key here is to develop these disciplinary mechanisms and build upon them until it becomes second nature to never settle for anything less than personal greatness within your individual journey. Discipline is the foundation on which to build the war machine that will either transform minor strengths into stronger manifestation, change weakness into strength, or eradicate them altogether. When discipline is placed behind your military forces, internal and external metamorphosis is imminent. May your Imperium shine for eternity within the eternal and lawless void. Ave.